I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
Well, here we are, just reeling from New Year's. So happy New Year to all our dear listener.
Indeed, happy New
Yes.
Year, or one and all.
Yes.
You say reeling? Yeah, I suppose so.
Well,
I'm not hanging too much. So.
No, I'm all right, but others may not be.
No,
it was empathy, you see. Empathy.
That was it. Yeah.
You remember? You've heard of empathy. I mean, it's one of those things that happens to other people. I know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I sit here, a middle-aged man who did party till 3 in the morning.
Yeah, but if you can't do it on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I know. It's just, oh dear, too old for that shit, I would say. But
you couldn't do it every weekend, I grant you.
No. Oh, went a bit Lethal Weapon there, didn't it? I like that.
Well, there's a retro reference. Anyway. So here we are, find ourselves in the new year, and I thought it would be nice if we looked back on the year just gone and picked out a few choice moments, a few interesting individuals to have a bit of a roundup.
Okay, it's a good shout. You thrust this idea upon me in the week, and
I did. I thought you needed a little bit of notice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. It was when you gave me a reasonable amount of notice, and I did my answers this evening.
Of course. Well, that's all right. They'll be fresh in your mind.
Yeah, well, you say that. I've got them written down because I'm looking at them going, oh yeah, that's what I put. Because the brain is in a state of disrepair.
When is it not, though? To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to essentially be, I don't know, picking our favourites from the year in various categories of some sort.
Yes, I suggested a few categories, and well, we'll discuss our picks for each one. As these things, none of these people know we're talking about them, and none of these people are going to get anything meaningful out of it. But it's still nice to do, I think.
Yeah, let's do it. Someone might report back to someone.
Well, you never know. It could be the making of us. Now, these awards I didn't put in any particular order. I don't know if you've ranked yours in any way.
No, the list you gave me is the list I used, and I've just gone right, and I've written my answer next to each one.
Fair enough. Me too.
Yeah,
me too. Yeah,
I didn't feel like I needed to complicate matters, so the list that you messaged to me, if you want to reel it off in that order, I am poised.
Fine. Let's do that then. So, in no particular order, and I actually struggled with this first one a bit. So our first category is Automotive Person of the Year.
Okay.
I struggled to think of too many notable individuals. Because obviously I'm not particularly into the world of racing, so you might have something more interesting than me.
So you see, what I did here was it was really tempting to just reel off all things motorsport.
Yes.
But what I did on this particular answer were that there was I didn't single it down to one person, but I did single it down to a set of people.
Okay, interesting. Interesting.
And that's not me going, all right, I've got a top 5 or whatever. What I'm saying is this is a set of people that come as a set.
Okay, it's Jaguar's marketing department, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. How did you guess?
It's got to be. No, we'll come back to that later. Okay, that's an interesting take on it. Okay.
So Well, I'll tell you what, you do it, but it's your idea. I'll let you give your answer first.
Well, the person I eventually came up with hasn't really done a great deal to deserve this yet, but I think there's high hopes, and it actually agrees with the actual automotive person of the year, which of course is Adrian Newey.
Yes, now that's a very good shout.
Who has, of course, recently joined Aston Martin.
In various ways. So
yes.
He'll be all over the Formula One car, let's face it. But
all over the Formula One car, but that's going to influence the road cars.
Yeah,
so
because he has been given shares, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
So
yes,
he's very much invested at this point.
He's very much in it. He is literally invested. Yes. Yeah, he's right in there, and I think if anyone can sort it out, despite the owner, I think it's him.
Yeah, I think so. I think it gives them a firmer footing than they've had in a while. I would definitely say that.
For sure, yeah. I mean, they're one of those companies that's always lurched from one disaster to another. But I'm hoping, and I think there's, as I say, it's a slightly difficult choice in that we're talking about 2024, and he's only just joined, and he hasn't really had a chance to do a lot yet. So in terms of making a difference last year, he wasn't there for most of last year. So.
I tell you what, though, the rumor mill at the time gave us plenty of content.
That's true.
So
we talked about it
for that
several times, and there was strong evidence to suggest that that's where he was going to end up. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Good shout. Because I think while I'm not the biggest fan of Captain Eyebrows, I think it was a really good move to get Mr. Newey.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. I think he took a while to decide if he was going to do it or not. I think he took a while to decide if he was going to do anything or not.
Yeah, that was it. Was it time to hang up the pencil?
Yeah.
And as it turns out, no.
Just it was not. No, indeed, he's still got some to give. So so I think it's more of a hopeful choice than a achieved a lot in 2024. But I think hopes are high.
Yes. Yep, I would agree. It's a brand that we like, but we want more, I would say.
Definitely, yeah. It's been a brand that's been difficult to like of late.
Yeah, some of the offerings fine, some of them meh, but
not so fine. Yeah,
I think we could. This could be a real turning point, and I think it's a very exciting year for Aston Martin.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. We'll see if he's still on the list in a year's time.
Yeah, let's see if he retains his crown.
Yes. Okay.
So yes, onto mine, where I said I've picked a set of
people. That's
so I've got automotive persons of the year. Okay. But that, like I said, they come as a set and are not ranked individually. So it seemed, I don't know if it's almost a cliche answer at this point, but the conclusion of the Grand Tour, it seems only fair to give it to Clarkson, Hammond and May.
Oh, that's a very good shout. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a very good shout. I hadn't considered them. Yeah.
And we've all spent a lot of time being entertained by them. We all have opinions about them and various things they've done over the years, but yeah, we're still here, we're still watching, and it was a fitting end, but it was sad to see him go. Yeah,
as the three, obviously we can continue to watch Richard Hammond and James May on YouTube, and Mr. Clarkson on Amazon for the moment, at least. But
I've been watching, also just to give him credit, I've been watching Mr. Hammond and Mr. May on their respective Discovery shows as well.
Yes, that's a good point. Of course, yes, they are both on Discovery as well as YouTube. Yes, that's very true. I think I hadn't considered them. That's a really good shout. Yeah, that's a really good shout. It has come to an end in 24. We won't see the three of them together again. So
no.
Yeah,
but
very good shout.
I just think what they did to bring the automotive world to people who, let's face it, probably aren't that interested.
You didn't have to be into cars to enjoy what they did.
And I just think that's a remarkable talent, because car shows of old were never like that.
No, if you look at old Top Gear, I mean that you really did have to be interested in cars to be able to watch that. It was quite hard going at times, even if you were interested in cars.
Yeah. So.
The end of a very long era, 20+ year era of them being together. Yeah.
Because I think, what was it, 2002 was the relaunch, wasn't it? But I think
yes,
2003
was part of that. Yes, James May joined in the second season. Yes, that's correct.
So still over 20 years of a lot of japes. Really good.
Cocking about, I think, is the phrase.
Yes. Yeah, definite cocking about, but on the odd occasion, actual journalism.
Do you have a favourite film or special while we're on the subject?
I think I've got a couple. In terms of sort of global adventures, the second Africa one, where they went to go and find the source of the Nile in estate cars.
Yes.
That one, I liked that one enormously.
Yeah, that is a good one. That is a good one.
And in terms of specials but done at home, the can you buy a Italian supercar for less than a second-hand Mondeo?
I remember that one. Yes, and they answered, in fact, no, you can, but that doesn't
don't.
mean you should. Yes, but really don't. Yes, it won't end well.
No, that was hilarious.
That was quite early on, wasn't it?
It's been about series 5, something like that.
Something like that. That's before the films were a whole episode. That was just
that was
piece, wasn't it? Yes,
that was it. It was sort of cut into the episode amongst the other bits and pieces. But yes, that was
usual stuff. Yeah. I very much like, and I can't remember if this. I think this was Top Gear, not Grand Tour, but I might be wrong. The Jag episode in America, where they were
that was Grand Tour,
trying to prove that was Grand Tour. Yeah, when they were trying to prove that Jaguar made reliable cars.
Yep. Yeah, no prizes for guessing that would be your favourite.
I did. Yes, I did. I did like that one. Of the earlier stuff, I particularly liked the Ferrari 612 Scaglietti to the Swiss Alps.
Yeah, the races were something quite special, weren't they?
One of the races, yeah.
I think that was the second one, actually, wasn't it?
Second or third, something like that. Yeah. It was quite an early on one, but that one particularly I enjoyed.
That was good, and like you say, in those ones, it wasn't the whole show taken up by that. It was still cut about. And if this is redundant information, but I'm almost certain that the star in the reasonably priced car on that episode was Eddie Izzard.
Oh, very good. I don't know.
That. Okay, that absolutely redundant information.
Absolutely not relevant at all. But I like the fact that you threw it in. That's nice. That's nice. Yes. Oh, I love Eddie Izzard. You don't see so much of him anymore.
No. But yeah, a couple of good shouts there, I'd say.
I think so. Yeah, not relevant to this list, but I thought yes, worth asking. But that's a very good shout. I hadn't considered those three, but that's a very good shout. Yeah.
The next category on your list.
Yes.
Automotive YouTuber of the year, or YouTube channel, possibly.
YouTube channel, yes. Doesn't have to be an individual. YouTube channel is perfectly valid. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. We all like a bit of automotive YouTube. We all like quite a lot of automotive YouTube, if I'm honest. So it is now actually the primary place of our automotive content consumption, I would say. It's where it's all going on, isn't it, really?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll declare first, if you like.
Yes, please do.
So I have picked Tasty Classics, Mr. Ben Molesworth.
It's a good one.
Now, for me, he's kind of come out of nowhere this year. I only started watching him this year. Well, he's only been doing it for a couple of years. But I heard him mentioned on another YouTube channel. And I thought, oh, what's that? And I went and searched. I absolutely love his content. I've been through and watched everything he's done. I really like his natural style. I like the long form videos that he does, the 2.5, 3 hours. A whole restoration in one. I like the fact that he shows it going wrong sometimes, and that it's not all happening straight away, and that he has to go and buy stuff and then wait for it, or sometimes it doesn't work, or it breaks, or it's way worse than he thought it was going to be. And I just really enjoy his content, and he's kind of come out of nowhere. And
he's doing very well.
He's doing very well. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if you've had a chance to watch his latest video, which only came out yesterday. Day before, New Year's Day, it came out.
I know what it is, but I've not seen it.
Oh, it's glorious. Yes, it's glorious.
That's right up your pipe.
Right up my pipe. A 1984 Jaguar XJS V12. Whoa, it's the episode I've been waiting for.
So yeah, that's a good, from what it looked like, nearly 3 hours of entertainment there for you.
3 hours of digging a rusty XJS out of a hole and then getting it going again. Yes.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Yes.
I was going to ask you what your favourite video is, but it's that, isn't it?
It is now. It wouldn't have been, but it is now. Prior to that, it was the digging out of a hole and getting it going again of a Rover P6.
Nice.
But the XJS has now slightly surpassed that.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
But to be honest, any of his stuff is fascinating, and I can. I was going to say I can watch it for hours, but you have to, because his videos are hours long. But there's not many people doing that kind of long form content. I know it's not what YouTube likes, but he's really kind of owning it, and that's the content that he wants to. He wants to do the whole thing in one go.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And I just really enjoy his content. And a year ago, I wouldn't have known who he was. So it's he's really come out of nowhere, and been really enjoying his stuff.
Yes, he's very good. I particularly enjoyed the Audi TT.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, and round the Nürburgring.
Yeah, pop it to the Nürburgring. Lovely.
Yes. The Focus ST did as well, was also a really good episode, which he also took round the Nürburgring.
Some good shouts. That's a really good channel. Very much, like you say, up and coming, should we say, but already doing
very much well. Up and coming, doing good. I think he's up to about 80,000 subscribers now in just under 2 years, which is going some.
That's good going.
Yeah, it is. That's good. And yeah, it's just really refreshing. I really like his kind of natural, down to earth, friendly style that he has. It's certainly not overproduced.
No. What you see is what you get, really, isn't it? That's
Absolutely.
No, that's good.
Absolutely.
Like that.
And yourself?
Probably no prizes for guessing this one. But mine would be Mighty Car Mods.
I thought it would be. Yeah, I thought it would be.
Because not only are they very knowledgeable, they do themselves a disservice, but they're quite funny and daft at the same time, but without forcing it. It's clearly a couple of mates cocking about and have happened to be quite successful at it. And in general, they're fiddling with Japanese cars of a certain era.
There you go. You see, that's going to do it for you, isn't it? That's going to do it for you. Yes.
So, yes, I think full credit there. That Marty and Moog have done extremely well. I mean, what are they now? God, fifth, maybe 15 years into it now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And doing extremely well out of it, as well they should.
Yeah.
I mean, so much so. I mean, Moog is rapidly becoming a TV star in his own right now because he's been doing Top Gear Australia, which has gone down very well.
Of course. Yeah. That's gonna work for you, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Fair play to him.
And that's not to say that there aren't many other fine automotive YouTubers. I mean, we haven't even mentioned Johnny Smith, but he has been on the scene for a while now. And whilst his content continues to be consistently of a very high quality, I wanted to go for one who's a bit more up and coming.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, but yeah, like you said, this is personal preference at this point. Can't even call it the stuff and waffle choice. Well, unless we have any of the other categories where we cross over and have the same.
Well, unless we find one that we agree on, and we well might actually. We well might.
I'm curious about the next one, whether we've got crossover here.
I really struggled with this one. I have to say, of all the categories, I really struggled with this one.
Well, unveil the category, then unveil your answer, please.
Yes, of course. Car manufacturer of the year.
Okay.
So not an individual vehicle. A whole manufacturer who we feel has done well in the year, not necessarily financially, but
no, that's fair enough.
That would be perhaps more of a struggle to find. But a manufacturer that seems to have really got their stuff together. And I struggle with this one. I struggle to think of one.
It took me a little while, and then I came to an answer that I was actually quite pleased with.
Yeah, I think mine's not a particularly exciting choice, but I think it's justifiable. But it might be one that you're surprised at. I have chosen Kia.
Oh. Yeah, I see what you mean. That is quite boring, isn't it?
I thought you'd make that noise.
Oh God.
It is quite boring, but they do seem to have got themselves sorted out. They've got a good range of cars. They're well priced. They're well built. A decent range, all that kind of stuff. You're not hearing any horror stories about any of their stuff. And I think they're almost replacing Ford as the sort of default everyman choice.
Yeah, well, Ford have cocked that up, haven't they? So
gone a different way. Yes.
Quite. Yeah, and I'm not going to argue with you about it, but I'm not going to get excited about it either.
No, I wouldn't expect you to. As I say, I think it's not exciting, but I think it's kind of justifiable. But I really did struggle with that, and you're probably now going to mention one, and I'm going to wish I chose it.
I don't know. I'm going to give it a whirl. I mean, the nonsensible bit of my brain just want to say, well, it's Porsche, because
yes.
it always will be.
It always will be.
But I thought, you know what? Let's be objective about it. Let's mix it up a bit. So the car manufacturer of the year I'm going to name is Renault. For being ballsy enough to throw out the Renault 5 and people love it. The Renault 4 is in the wings as well.
Correct.
I just think that's in a world where everyone and their mum is buying an SUV, and yet you can't get hold of this hatchback for love nor money. And this nonsense about people go, oh, they only want SUVs. So, do they?
Well, we've long suspected that's not the case, haven't we? We've discussed this many times. Are people buying SUVs because that's what they want, or are they buying SUVs because that's all they can get? Now, I thought of Renault, but I didn't choose them because of something that's coming up later on.
Okay, that's all right. That is absolutely fine, and I think I know where you're going with that. So
yes, yeah, it probably won't take a lot of working out. However, get a very noble choice. Yeah, very noble choice. You could argue both of those are a little bit boring.
Yeah, it's not the most glamorous choices we've made there. All right.
No, but you can't, can you really? You can't with any conscience. You can't come out and say, oh, it's Ferrari, because, well...
Fucking not with that piece of toss they've announced as their hypercar, the F80. Get it out.
This is the problem, isn't it? This is the problem. You can't choose any of the exciting car manufacturers in inverted commas because they're just churning out nonsense. So they don't deserve the title.
Absolute toss.
The mainstream manufacturers are the ones that are doing interesting stuff at the moment.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Right.
Okay. Onwards.
So, Come on.
So next category. Now we're getting into a little bit more interesting area here. Now we've covered the sort of headline ones. So this one is Automotive Surprise of the Year.
Interesting.
Now I didn't specify nice surprise or nasty surprise.
No, you didn't. I've gone for nice surprise.
Yeah, I have too. Yeah,
okay, good.
So let's be positive. Let's
start off in a good way. What have you got?
I have chosen the Skoda Superb Estate, the sleeper, as it's been told.
Nice, really nice.
Yeah, that was such a nice surprise. It was such a nice surprise.
Yeah, I mean, we discussed it.
We discussed it, at the time, and that is so our sort of car.
Yeah, it's a really really good thing, and I still don't think we're actually getting it, are we?
Sadly, we're probably not. It doesn't look like it, which is a real loss, because it would be brilliant and it would absolutely sell, and it would put the fast estate car back on the map.
Yes.
It's just, if anyone from Skoda is listening, make it. Just make it.
And I think we're banging the same drum as everyone else who's had the opportunity to drive it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because Johnny did an excellent video on it, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he did. He drove it for quite a while, and
Yeah. And
you've got to do it. You've got to do it.
Pistoners did a really nice article on it, and oh, come on, you can do it.
Haven't they? It's actually on their homepage at the moment, actually. I think it's part of their roundup of the year.
See, it's made an impression on everyone.
Yeah, it really has. Yeah, it is. Favourite cars of 2024. And they've picked it out, the Skoda Superb Sleeper. Yeah. It's just such a good thing.
Yeah.
So that's our Stuff and Waffle surprise of the year. Then, if we both picked that.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. No. I thought, yeah, okay, right.
No, I was agreeing because I think it's an excellent choice.
Okay, very good.
No, I'm afraid we've got no crossover there. However,
I thought we would on that one.
So the next one, but not next category. My answer to that particular category is that we are going to tie it to my previous answer. My surprise of the year in automotive form was the Renault 5 EV Turbo.
Oh, specifically the Turbo. Very good. Yeah. Yes, another perfectly valid choice. Yeah.
I didn't expect it, and even if the sort of outside chance of happening, I didn't expect it in 2024. I know we got it right at the end, but it snuck in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That was a nice surprise. Yeah, that really was a nice surprise.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we only spoke about it a couple of episodes ago, and I think.
Well, as you say, it's only a few weeks ago it was unveiled. So yeah, right at the end of the year. But excellent choice. Yeah, can't argue with that. Yeah. Well, we got two very strong choices in that category.
Two car garage, maybe.
Oh, I think you could argue that. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Oh, that's the only two cars you'd ever need, isn't it?
No, that's it. You've got your daily nippy hatchback, and then you go, right, come on, dear, we're going on a road trip. Then you get in the Superb,
the Skoda, and off you go. Yes, lovely. Lovely.
Yeah, like that. Okay. So this is probably more of an entertaining one next, isn't it? Because we are now looking for the automotive mistake of the year. Few contenders here, I'd say.
I would say there's a few options here. Yeah. I am going for the Jaguar video, not the car, the video.
Yeah, the little the initial advert or teaser or whatever they called it.
Whatever it is, nobody's really sure what the hell it is.
No, no one's been able to decipher that nonsense.
And not just the video, but their defending of it on social media as well, which was pretty brutal. Let's be honest. And we're changing our customer, but we don't want to expect any of the existing customers to come with us. And
it's brave, isn't it, saying things like that?
Let's stop making all our products, tell all our loyal customers we don't want them anymore, and produce a marketing campaign that makes no sense and doesn't show any of the products that we're going to make. Banging.
Absolute genius there. But as we discussed at the time, we all spoke about it, which at the time I thought was incredibly clever, even though the advert was nonsense. And then we had the unveiling of the car.
Yes.
Go, all right, this is the tease of the car, then the unveil of the car. And now, like we mentioned the other day, silence.
It's all gone away again, hasn't it?
Yeah. They had I'm worried again now because they had the opportunity to seriously capitalize there.
Their name was on everyone's lips for a minute, and they've just dropped it.
Yep. All gone.
I know. The only way that campaign made sense is if it kept people talking. The problem is they ended the campaign by saying there won't be a car until 2026. So what are you going to do in the meantime then? Nothing, which makes the whole campaign pointless. All you've done is annoyed everybody, and by the time you actually launch the car, everyone will have forgotten about the annoying advert. Just every step of this has been wrong. It's, I thought they might have been trying to do a Tesla Cybertruck thing, get a bit of word of mouth going, getting a good buzz going, where everybody was talking about it, even if they hated it, even if they thought it was ridiculous, they were still talking about it. And and then they launched the truck immediately. Yes, you can order them from next week. They're not doing that. I said, no, you can't order one for 2 years. In fact, you can't even see the real thing yet. You only this prototype thing. And all right, the prototype was, okay, there's some glimmers there, and some bits of it we quite liked, and okay, but that's only a concept design study, and it's all gone quiet. So everything about that campaign was a mistake. So for me, that was it was just so disappointing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to get any arguments from me. I know. We're agreed on that. The thing is, I saw potential in it because of the hype, and then they didn't capitalize on it. So now it's gone back to looking like a joke again.
They haven't followed it up, and they haven't reinforced it. They haven't done anything, like you say, to sort of move the conversation forwards from that. So is that it now? We're just silent now for 18 months, something like that. I mean, we know we've got some, supposedly leaked, but may have been leaked by Jaguar themselves, photographs of of a car in camo doing testing. Yep. But how close is that? I mean, obviously not particularly close.
No, I would say all bets are off until 26 at this point, aren't they?
And if they're not going to say anything else now until 26,
good luck with that.
Then that makes the point of any of this even less clear. Because in that intervening 18 months, anybody who might have been hanging on for a Jaguar has now been told, especially if they've had a Jaguar before, people like me are going to say, well, I can't be bothered to hang on, I'm going to go and buy a BMW or something like that.
Yeah, they will.
They will.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They won't. You can't stop making a product, produce a marketing campaign saying you don't want any of your existing customers, and then expect the world to wait for you whilst you sort yourself out, and then come back with who knows what.
It's just not going to work, is it? Neither of us are marketing experts, but that doesn't seem like the right thing to do, does it?
No. It does not strike me as a sensible move. And we were agreed at the time when we saw the prototype that actually, I'm falling into my own trap, the concept, that actually there was a glimmer of hope there, because we both found some things to like on that concept. Yeah. But like you say now, worried again because they've just dropped it all. There's nothing on their social media at all. Just little bits and bobs, just reinforcing the same thing, but it really is just bits and bobs. The odd photograph here, the odd little, bit of marketing nonsense there, and that's it. So, yeah.
Yep. Nonsense.
Mistake of the year, without question.
Is it? Can I counter it perchance?
Please.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a cock up.
Yes.
However, for my automotive mistake of the year, the one that is the biggest clanger for me, that I'm still angry about, is the Ford Capri.
Oh.
For the love of God, stop taking your old names and putting them on electric SUV toss wagons. Please, I beg of you, because we've got an all-electric Puma coming now. We've got an electric Ford Capri, and we've got an electric Mustang. They are all SUVs.
Just
make it stop.
Not the beloved Capri, Puma, and Mustangs of the past.
No, just.
It's a valid choice.
Oh, just tedious, nondescript boxes.
Oh, at least they're making something.
Oh, just it's a brand that's got like Jag such strong heritage, and they're just pissing it away.
They're just ruining it. Yeah, absolutely. It's almost worse than not making anything at all.
It's really daft. I mean, there used to be an automotive powerhouse globally, and
Well,
they're fast becoming a laughingstock.
They invented the mass-produced car. They created the industry from that, or certainly the manufacturing side of the industry. Yeah, I know. It's such a shame. It's such a shame. No more Fiesta, no more Mondeo. Focus probably going soon.
Oh yeah. Just make it stop. I'm gonna, before Grandad goes off on one, I think it's probably best just to go, right, hang on, let's get another category under our belt and we'll be all right.
I think this next category we're probably going to agree on.
Again, some contenders here.
Yes. Okay. Automotive cringe of the year. I mean, both of what we've just mentioned actually would be. Oh no, perfect, please, don't make it stop.
Yeah. That.
But I'd like this category goes beyond that. It's not just a mistake. It's worse than that.
This is not just you should have known better. It's like you shouldn't have even started. You shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Yes.
This is. Oh dear. What?
This is just as you said. And he could have got him. This chap could have got himself in the automotive YouTuber of the year if he hadn't done this. It's the lovely Mr. Ian Tyrrell, but not for his automotive content, for his singing.
I mean, it's really difficult, isn't it? Because it's not the worst singer I've ever heard.
No. No.
The man can hold a note. There is, but because you've got a platform doesn't mean you should use it for that.
I know. No, he's not, as you say, he's not, from a technical point of view, he's not a bad singer. But it's just so, well, it's cringe, isn't it? That's the only word for it.
It's like, when you say cringe, what it's like, and I have experienced this.
Yes.
It's like
you have watched it.
Oh no, I'm going to liken it to something for a level of cringe. That's where you, for some sort of unknown reason, your dad at a wedding decides that potentially attempting to moonwalk while pissed across a dance floor. Well, you want to sort of curl up into the smallest imaginable ball while this is happening.
Yes. It is like that. Yeah, It is like that. I mean, when he did Matt Monroe's Days Like These, it was just about acceptable because he was driving a Lamborghini Miura.
In the correct place, and he had there was enough automotive crossover to go, all right, let's indulge your hobby here.
I believe he actually did work on the actual Italian job Miura, the screen used car.
Yeah, that does sound familiar.
So, or if he didn't work on it, I think he went out to Italy to verify that it was actually, when it came to light, that it was actually the car. So, in those circumstances, you can, all right, I'll give you a little bit more leeway here. Yeah. But the latest effort, I'm afraid, I struggle with that really badly. Yeah.
Go back to, just please tune a carburetor next time, please.
Love his work in his workshop. He's still a little bit wooden in front of the camera, but it's getting better slowly.
But really good. It's properly entertaining, and every video gets better and better and better.
He is incredibly knowledgeable. He recently did a DeLorean. I don't know if you've noticed.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Sadly, again, you don't need to do the Doc Brown stuff, please. It's getting a bit tired now.
Well, only just getting tired. Good
Leave
God.
the comedy out, like when he did the white dinner jacket when he drove a DB5 a while ago and was all bonded up. Not like that. And it's that would be even more cringe.
Oh no.
It's like, just leave no, don't try and do
Don't
that
do it.
stuff.
Just don't do it.
It's not working for you. It's not working for. We respect your abilities and your enormous knowledge. Please don't try. It doesn't suit you. Don't do it.
No, you're entirely correct.
Where are you then with it? I mean, I know you agree with all that, but where are you?
I do, and I knew that was going to be your answer because you basically wrote it on the list, and I thought, well, I can't argue, and I feel like it is my pick too, but I think there's an honourable mention as well.
Okay.
And I think Elon needs to get an honourable mention here.
Yeah, is that cringe? It's becoming a bit more serious than cringe.
It is. You think the sort of the Tesla owners who were massively on side with Elon, and the fact that they're even wavering now, and you're going, God, he's really gone too far of late. Then if that's the case.
Within the Tesla community, it's bad. Yeah, it's bad. The array of bumper stickers now available.
Yes, quite. That's the thing, isn't it? Of going, yes. The loyal fan base is turning.
They are turning. Yeah, not on the cars. It's not the cars' fault. It's not a problem with the cars.
No.
Yeah, it is becoming a serious issue. And whilst we don't want to get into politics in any way, shape, or form, I think I would say it's beyond cringe. It's something darker and more dangerous than just cringe.
It's not good, is it?
No, it really isn't. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where that ends, and I don't think it's going to end well for anybody involved.
No. Unfortunately,
when we're talking about the presidency of the United States, we're all a little bit involved.
Yeah, there is a. Oh, it's awfully tricky, isn't it? All right, let's not.
I'd rather sit in a room and listen to Ian Tyrrell sing than listen to one of Elon's speeches about. Well, we won't get into it. The various things that he is now giving speeches about.
Any topic that he chooses to open his trap about, basically.
Yes.
Yes, any of that. All right. Well, we've got one final category to drag us away.
One category to bring this into land. Yes.
And I think I know what your answer is, but
I think you do, because I've sort of hinted at it earlier on. So this is Car of the Year, plain and simple. This is our car, or cars, if we have chosen different ones, of the year. And you've already chosen this for a previous category, so I'm guessing you're not going to choose it for this, but I'm choosing the Renault 5 EV.
That's absolutely fine. Yeah, no, I know I chose the turbo variant for the surprise, but yeah, I didn't choose the same for this. So,
okay.
But I think I get entirely why you've chosen that, and it is a very good choice.
It's the best thing that's arrived this year for my money. I think it's just all round exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, that's well, it is. Let's face it. It's the one you'd want.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. And I think I would want not the Alpine one or the turbo. I think just the Bogo one. I think that's where it's at, pure and simple. I hope it doesn't suffer from some of the issues that the Zoe has suffered from. I don't think it will, because it's built on a new platform. I don't believe it shares any tech with the Zoe.
No, I think they've learned from all of that and gone, right, I think we've got the hang of this. Let's do this.
Yes, and I think it's going to be massively successful. They're going to be on every street corner. For me, it's the best thing we've seen this year, and that includes a refresh of the Model 3.
Well, yeah, it's not insignificant, is it? Let's face it.
No, it's not. That's going to sell. That is going to sell.
Yeah, it's going to go like hotcakes. Let's face it. Now, I've gone in a very different direction for this.
Okay.
Now, my car of the year will come probably as no surprise. But it is the new Porsche 911 Carrera GTS T Hybrid.
Of course it is. Yes.
Because what they've done there is, we've all had that worry of going, we're going to have electrification involved in the 911, but they've done it so elegantly, I would say. Using it as a boost, kind of a way of smoothing out the turbo element of the engine, and ultimately producing a car that is so nicely styled, but with that I think is going to sit in the middle of the range. And yet, if you look at performance figures, for instance, has more power and torque, better acceleration, and a higher top speed than the GT3, the ST, the one that's based on the GT3 RS underpinnings. So you've got this flagship ST that is changing hands for obscene amounts of money. And don't get me wrong, what a stunning car.
Yes.
But you've got a mid-range that goes, I can not only keep up with that, but probably lower it a bit.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't think the road presence and the poise and the handling will be quite on point as an ST or something, but I just think they pitched this at the exact right point of going, right, let's put it as the GTS. Let's do that.
Yeah. As you say, introduce some electrification, get people used to the idea that the 911 is evolving. Good shout. Very good shout.
I just think it's going to be brilliant. And I would absolutely love to have a go in one.
Well, absolutely.
When Porsche move the 911 on, they do it very incrementally, just gentle.
Yeah.
And this.
Well, they don't want to frighten the fans, do they? So it's sort of softly.
So
approach.
well.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely super. And the fact as well that they've gone, right, well, it's still the turbocharged engine. And we go, yeah, but what you've done is you've beefed the engine up as well. So there's sort of entry level ones with a 3 litre turbocharged, whereas this one, they've gone, well, it's a 3.6 litre turbocharged, and with hybrid to back it up. And like, this is so good.
Yes. There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's another good choice.
I think that's shot in there as probably the perfect daily in the 911 range.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, drive it in the city without having to pay the congestion charge. So there you go. Yes.
Oh, you can probably do that with any of them in the way that bloody ULEZ works.
Oh, that's a valid point. Yes, as we have discovered. Yeah, supercharged V8 is exempt. Yes.
Yeah, utterly stupid. But I'm just thinking, if you got yourself if you got yourself the Carrera 4 variant of it, so Carrera 4 GTS hybrid, you go, there's nothing you couldn't do on that. Like, we're about to be thrust into a weekend of a cold snap, and you go,
we are.
Yeah, and the sticks, like I know you're a tad rural. Certain roads around you will not be prepared.
Correct.
You go out in one of those, sorted.
No bother. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, I just think it's. Yeah, we knew it was coming, but I just didn't. I should have known, but it was just brilliantly executed, and I think they should be commended for that.
Yeah, it's a good choice. Like you say, it moves the story on, doesn't it? With the 911, it's a gentler Pro. They haven't gone full electric yet. Obviously, there will be one, but they're easing into it, and seeing how that market goes. And yeah, it's a good choice. Well, we've ended on another brilliant 2-car garage, then, haven't we?
Yeah, there's not much you couldn't do with those two. I mean, tip runs are going to be a bit awkward, but it'd be all right. Just put
perhaps
in each.
We get the Skoda in. Let's have a 3-car garage. Let's have the Skoda, the Renault, and the Porsche. Who'd have thought?
See, now you're talking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That'd work. Yeah, that's a bit of us there, isn't it?
That would sort us, wouldn't it? That. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. I mean, everyone can argue with us on that, but
please do. We'd be very interested to know what you would have chosen in our categories. But
yeah, I mean, like we said, I don't think we've, other than the cringe element, I don't think we've had too much crossover. But this is basically, I don't even think these could be the Stuff and Waffle Awards, because we can't agree on much on any of this. So I think you'll have to fight us individually on these.
Bit more personal choices on this, but I think that's fair. It's been a year of ups and downs automotively, hasn't it?
It has. The ups have been superb, and the downs have been challenging. Yes,
challenging indeed.
But I tell you what, then, let us know what you think, and let us know what your list are. There's only 7 categories there. It's you can fit that in at least one tweet. I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Let us know where our choices were wrong.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.